V's like reactions is just beautiful. But yeah,
my favorite still has to be Taylor in her most recent kill of me, where I was just like, let me finish a task for the love of everything that is holy. Let me finish a fucking task. And I finished my task, and Taylor pops out of the vent, kills me, and then goes back in. I was like, thank you. See, this is how we make things work.
Yeah, I waited in that vent for a hot minute. You told me to finish it. I was being respectful. I gotta respect the ladies.
Hey, 10 out of 10 would have murdered me again.
Yeah, thank you for putting it on my Yelp page. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Midnight Grab Bag podcast. I am your host, Spunky Taylor, and here are my co-hosts,
Mickey!
I'm Haley.
And then we have a very special guest.
Hi, I'm Michaela, aka the super famous, super popular RadicalSlinky from TikTok.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you said my social medias too?
Yeah, you can post it here or at the end, however you feel.
All of my social medias, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, the ones I would like you all to follow, is all RadicalSlinky. So it's not hard to find me. I'm everywhere.
Just look up Mary
and nowhere
Poppins.
all at once.
Just look up Mary Poppins. It's just a picture of Michaela just flying
Literally.
on an umbrella.
Literally. Or I'm the one crawling out of my own like super deep, never-ending bag. Like that's me.
We love that.
That's super intense. I love it.
we stand the energy. So we're gonna start off the podcast with like open floor. So there's a lot that has been happening in the world, but let's just go.
Everything's on fire. Like that's like the only way to describe it. Everything's on fucking fire. 75% of the country is just like trying to put out the fire, and then the other ones are keeping the fire going to keep the rager pumping, and everyone else just wants to go to bed.
Like we're just tired, bro. Like all this was supposed to happen in 2012.
For real.
Like no lie. That's what the movie was about. The Maya calendar said it. This was supposed to be 2012.
8 years old.
I know.
Like
yeah,
8 years
has
off.
nothing on 2020.
Yeah.
2012 wishes it could be 2020.
What even happened in 2012? Like what made 2012? Like what happened?
I don't even know.
I don't remember. That was 8 years ago. I said 6.
Way worse.
I was a sophomore in high school.
I was 12 years old. So when I was 12, I was obsessed with Doctor Who and I was like in my beginning of my Super Hulock phase. So like life was super
honestly,
great.
Probably same. I was probably in the middle of that phase too, but I would have been 14.
I think I was still stuck in Twilight Land and Hunger Games. I think I was.
That was actually one fandom I never got into. Like I was that shithead that was like, "Ooh, I'm team the guy that almost hit Bella with his car." Like,
You know,
I was both of those people. I was like secretly into it and publicly hating it.
Me.
it was just never a fandom that I got into. Like it was almost not too girly, but it was just like I don't understand the appeal of this. He has his shirt off half the time and all that. So I was like, nah, not my thing. Anyway, Fantasyland, Doctor Who, what's up, dude? Like
absolutely. I didn't really get it. I was more I would always say I was team Harry Potter.
that's a
Mickey,
solid
I
classic.
love that.
I always like a nerd.
I was Team Jacob. If even I was curious. I was like,
I was Team Bella, okay?
No, in reality, and can we all agree, it was Team Alice. Like,
Yes.
I know absolutely nothing about the Twilight series, so yeah, totally Team Alice. AOC.
Sorry.
She also was like, "Hey, who wants to play Among Us? I've never really played before." And we're like, "Queen, absolute queen." She's like, "I've never really played, but we're gonna like set up a Twitch stream." We're like, "Queen, I would love to play Among Us with you." Like the amount of serotonin I'd get from saying AOC looking sus. That would like end my career. That would be like peak serotonin. I'm never coming down.
Well, yeah, I was like, because when I found out AOC plays League of Legends, like on our downtime, I fucking
She is the
died.
queen of the people. Like,
I was like,
she seriously is.
girl, I was like, let's like have a sleepover. That's all I thought. I was like, AOC, let's have a sleepover. I just like, she's just like, I watched that whole stream. She's like I can't believe, she's my favorite Twitch streamer now. Like, I love her. I was like, she's killing the game. And I was like,
One thing I will say is that, like, again, I know absolutely fuck all about politics, but one thing I really do appreciate is when, like, politicians go, what's the word? They reach out to their specific audience the way they'll know it'll be received. So, like, after the vice presidential debates, like, there was that whole thing about, like, the fly on Mike Pence's head.
oh yeah.
And like Joe Biden had like a fly swatter and he immediately memed it. Like, yeah, Joe Biden's not the most ideal candidate, but the fact that he was like immediately memeing it.
He knew his audience.
He knew his audience, and that gives me like, it adds 10 years to my life whenever I see a politician like knowing their audience. And it's also funny as hell, like, out of all of like the garbage shit going on, like, seeing that just little meme from a person that like could potentially be our saving hope that clears my skin. It raises my GPA. It just makes me feel so good inside.
It raises your GPA.
Did you not see his recent campaign like poster?
No.
It's him like in a convertible, and he's like, "Get in, bitches. We're going voting."
That has the same energy as Pokemon Go to the polls back in 20.
Oh my god!
No, I remember that. Oh my gosh, yeah, that was cringy.
Well, Biden also did a God, what was it? Oh, he did an Animal Crossing island. And I was like, you've got some really sus policies, but that's cool as hell. Like, you gotta admit, they're really working the younger demographic, and as they should.
Right.
I love the way you phrased that as well. I might steal that if you don't mind. Really sus policy.
Really sus policy.
Absolutely.
Really sus policy, but
But you memed the shit out of your opponent. That is what I want to see. Like, I think the biggest thing too, like with Biden, is that he can take an internet joke, because hello, there was like that whole Joe Obama thing when he was vice president, all of that stuff. So the fact that he can take a good joke in good stride, instead of throwing a hissy fit whenever somebody makes some sort of pee-pee poo-poo joke about him, like, I really appreciate that you have like a good social media presence.
right.
Yeah, I feel like it's too important to not have a good social media presence on, like, in today's age. Like, it's 2020. Everyone is on everything.
Yeah, like, you're gonna be seen, like, and like that's like one of my biggest things is like, if you like, I will respect you more if you have a solid social media presence. And also, if you can make a good meme, fuck yeah, dude, you've got my vote.
Yeah. If you can laugh it off and not be a stuck up and like try to ban TikTok or something. Like,
You didn't see it, but I kind of did like that, oop, cover my eyes type of deal. Like,
not to throw shade or anything, but like,
I'm not throwing full shade.
Like, who would do that? Who would try to ban a kid, like an app that
A lip syncing app that makes pee-pee poo-poo jokes about you.
Yeah. Orange is kind of sus right now, but
I actually
For
got
how much he dishes out, he can't handle any coming at him.
he cannot.
facts.
Except my Dr. Pepper.
I'm so worried this year because right now one of the top Halloween costumes this year for kids is Trump.
That's like
What?
I really hope that I don't get a lot of trick-or-treaters, because one, we are still in a pandemic,
Yeah.
and two, it snowed like 3 inches here in Minnesota. So I really hope, like, okay, I do want to see though, if we do have kids coming up to the door, I want to see a parent, like a Midwestern parent, try to make their kids go out trick-or-treating, but like have their jackets and stuff under their costume, because
Right.
that's like a stereotypical Minnesotan thing, or just like Midwestern thing in general, is just to see all these kids in their costumes with jackets underneath looking like little like the kid from A Christmas Story, the "wait for me," and then they fall over. He's like rolling around like a pill bug. That is what I want to see. But if I see a kid as Donald Trump, it's on site. I don't care if the parents right there, like they're at my knee height. It's just gonna be like foot to the face, like get out.
Kick it.
Like
Punt to the sky.
hunt to the sun. Would I get in trouble? Probably, but like at that point, I'm so tired. I'm so tired.
I'll do my time.
It's on site at this point.
Honestly, I want to see the Among Us freaking costumes that are going to be coming out, because that's what I want to see. I want to see how creative you can get with that.
I want to see a little kid group of Among Us Halloween costumes. I think that'd be so stinking cute.
I want to see the parent.
cheat
I want to see the parent with the little kid, like, you know. That's what I want. That's what I want.
That would be so good.
I would cry my eyes out.
I work at a preschool now, and like we're probably going to be having a Halloween parade like around the campus and stuff like that, and they're going to record it for the parents and like put it on Facebook, since like the parents can't come in for the Halloween parade now because like of all of these COVID guidelines. And they even like, I work in the kitchen, so I'm not over in the preschool all that much, but they're including like me and all the teachers and stuff. I really want to see a preschool Among Us Halloween costume. That is just like the one thing I want to see out of all the costumes.
They're parenting done right.
Exactly.
Like, we stand.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
But if I do see a kid come to the preschool with wearing a Donald Trump costume, I don't even know what I'll do, because like I'm at work. I don't want to get fired, but like
it's like, you got balls. Your parents got big balls right now.
Exactly.
When I think for little kids, it's like 9 times out of 10 they didn't pick that out.
Oh yeah, it's the parents.
Yeah, like it was middle school before I really apparently knew. Apparently I was Woody from Toy Story years back.
Woody?
I don't remember. Yeah, oh yeah, I was Woody. I had, oh yeah, you know that really, you know the really stupid costumes where they would have like the top half is like the person, and then they would have the bottom half is part of a horse?
Yes.
Yes, I was right. I was right.
Okay, now you need to find pictures so that we can see them later.
That's so good.
So I had the front of him in front of me, and I had my human legs just off to the side.
That's amazing.
Do I remember this? No. But apparently I picked it out.
I was going to say, did you like beg to be
Apparently I did.
Woody to be on
Apparently I did.
bullseye.
I don't remember. Like, my parents were like, "You're gonna be a pumpkin," and I'm like,
Okay.
"I can't talk yet. Sounds great." My grandmother attacked me with clown makeup. Great! I still can't talk yet. I think that might have been my first Halloween, was my grandmother attacking me with clown makeup.
Oof. I think
Always fun.
the first Halloween costume that I physically remember like choosing for myself, I was in middle school. This was like long-haired Michaela, so this is a while ago.
Oof.
I was Perry the Platypus. I had this like Perry. I had this Perry the Platypus shirt from like Walmart, where it was like one of those like t-shirt long sleeve shirt things where like it was like a t-shirt, and then it was like a long sleeve shirt sewed in, like the sleeves were long sleeve. It like I gotta find pictures of it. But it was this Perry, and it had Perry the Platypus, like the eyes and the bill in front. And then on top, I had my hair in one of those great 2012 low ponytails.
Yes.
And I had a black fedora, and I had this really shitty blue face paint on that you would get from like Walmart. And it was so splotchy. Like, if you really want to cosplay glow up, like, it's that Perry the Platypus costume to now when I do my Red Demon OC. It was so splotchy and disgusting. And I look at it, and I'm like, God, you allowed me to go out asking strangers for candy like that? Oh my God. But like, ugh, it's personal growth, honestly. Personal growth.
We all gotta start somewhere, and sometimes
Exactly.
it's just Perry the Platypus.
I wish my start was as cool as Perry the Platypus.
Look at where you are. Look at where you started.
Now what you gotta do is find pictures and then like tag the voice of Doofenshmirtz and like look at how far I've come.
You need to do like a glow up.
Dan Schneider, look at me. Look at 12-year-old cringy Michaela. Look at her and look at me now.
I'm a better.
I'm cooler now.
I was.
Oh, but would you do another Perry the Platypus to like glow up too?
Oh God.
Please.
Maybe?
Do it.
I don't have the fedora anymore. I could probably get like a new one, but like I'd want to keep it authentic, but I don't think I have the fedora anymore. I honestly, I think one of my cursed cosplays, I could do like a human Perry the Platypus, like Agent P though.
Yes.
I think it'd be funny just for the meme, and I feel like my followers would be like, Michaela, are you safe at home right now? And I'd be like, no.
I'm in danger.
Well, like the other cursed cosplay I have, because I made a vest and it's actually perfect. But I could, one of my other cosplays I'm gonna do is the conductor from the Polar Express.
Oh my gosh.
I have a blue vest that I had sewn because I was gonna do Principal Nezu, but it was the wrong type of vest. So I was like, I don't want to throw this away. It's a perfectly good vest, and I have the buttons that I had. I was like, wait a damn minute, and I googled the conductor, and I was like, oh my God, this is beautiful. This is perfect.
If you do not die on the stitching table, you may live long enough to become a cursed cosplay.
We stay in a good cursed cosplay.
Exactly.
The first costume I can remember I was at, like with memory, was I was Blue from Blue's Clues.
Oh, I love that! In case anyone didn't know, I love Blue's Clues so much that it was the new show was my cover photo on Facebook for a while.
That's so good.
Yeah, like Blue's Clues was my life, but when I was a kid, like I hated certain sounds. They think it was due to me having tubes in my ear, so certain sounds sound weird. So I had to leave the room every time they found a clue because I hated the paw print noise. So I leave for like so I leave for 2 seconds and come right back. I hated that sound. If anyone watched Price is Right, I hated the I don't know, the Himalaya guy who goes up the hill. What is it? Hallelujah.
Yodeling?
Yeah, yodeling. But he had a specific name, and I had to leave every time that game was played. Like every time it goes up, I had to leave. I hated that sound. And I hated I don't know, it was a telescope or something. It was on Teletubbies. And it was something that popped up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the vacuum.
Yeah.
The vacuum.
I hated the vacuum sound. By the way, I was also Lala for Halloween.
That's so good.
But the thing is with my parents is, like, we don't buy costumes. Like, the only costume they ever bought for me was Blue from Blue's Clues. But everything else would just get recycled. Like, if I was a butterfly one year, the next year I'm going to be a freaking angel. We're spray painting those wings as angel rings. And you're going to be a god.
My mom...
The Kentucky came out and you said rings.
Oh, rings!
My mom actually, like, I'm the youngest of 4 siblings. My 3 older siblings, my mom handmade all of their costumes. And like, here's the thing. My siblings are like 10 to 20 years older than me. So these are like some good vintage 1980 to 1990s costumes. So any sort of costume that I had when I was really young, it was either it was taken from my siblings' costumes, or it was like the OG closet cosplay. Like that's how closet cosplay we got, type of thing.
I don't really remember like almost any of my costumes, but I do remember one because I won a costume contest. But if you've ever seen Code Lyoko, my grandma like handmade Yumi's outfit for when she was like in the computer world or whatever, and like we painted my face really white. I'm sure there's a picture somewhere, and I look ridiculous with like just like what you said with like the blue on your face, like it was like the exact same thing but white, and I'm already white. So like, but the costume is really cool because she like handmade it, and like we got like ace bandage to wrap my legs and my wrists and stuff, and it looked so cool. And that's the only costume I really remember like at all.
I think the one costume that I did where it wasn't even anything from like a fandom. It was just that I didn't know what to do, so I was like pulling something out of my ass last minute. I was a spy, but it was this like obscenely large like suit coat, a pink fedora from like my dance years. And I had this like blue eyeshadow that made me look like an ultimate 80s icon. Like, it was the most ridiculous thing I've probably ever worn as a Halloween costume. And people kept telling me I looked like Boy George. And at the time, I was like 13 or 14. So I was like, I don't know who that is, but cool. And then I looked later and I was like, yeah, you know what? I do look like Boy George there. And it was like the one costume where it's like, that was like a thing. It's like, you get invited to a party and they're like, oh, come dressed up. And you don't know what to dress up as. So you're just like, I'm this really obscure thing that I don't know what I'm dressing up as, but here you go, type of thing.
Wait, how old were you when you did that?
I don't even know. I was young. Like, again, this is long-haired Michaela. Maybe I was younger. I don't know. Time means nothing to me. It's gotta be either it was after Perry the Platypus or like right before Perry the Platypus. Like, that's how I measure time, is in Perry the Platypus costume.
As you should.
I was enjoying the measurement of if it was long hair or short hair.
Yeah,
that's how I measure my life.
Yeah, my hair, I just kind of like kept like, it started out as long hair and then it got progressively shorter to like my shoulders, to my neck and shoulders. And then finally I was like, I kind of Mulan'd that shit and just went shink right off. And I've just kept it short ever since. So that's like also a good measurement when you're just like, time isn't real, doesn't exist. Oh, yeah, no, I measure in object permanence, you know?
Love that.
My hair was really long for a while. I dyed it. I dyed just the bangs. So, you know, that cool moment.
Oh,
I had long bangs. Now. I had long bangs, so I was ahead of the trend. I was ahead of the trend.
I was like,
I loved it. That's all that mattered.
Mickey could remember
exactly.
Mickey could remember this, but I always had feathers in my hair.
I wanted those feathers so bad. But my mom wouldn't let me. So I had to get those like really shitty clips. And I was like, these don't stay in my hair. They hurt. And I never wore them again.
I got extension feathers, and I just, every time I wore a certain outfit, it matched every day. I just took it out.
That's the cool stuff though. That made you cool.
Oh, it did. It did. Absolutely made her cool.
I am not cool. I was never.
You were cool to me. I would have thought you were so cool. Yeah, I was gonna say, I would have thought you were so cool.
Everyone said I was in the popular group. I was not.
I mean, I wasn't in your grade, so I just was like, that's my older friend.
I was like, I love you, Mickey, so, but your class fucking sucked. I hated all of them.
Oh, no.
I hated your class. It was so annoying. Like, I have to deal with them with Beta Club and National Honor Society. I hated all of them. I was like, I'm so tired. I was like, I'm ready to graduate right now just to get away from y'all. Y'all are 1 year apart, so we have to do everything with you guys. Like, seniors could not be by ourselves. We had to have the freaking juniors with us. Hated it.
That's like the ultimate senior mindset, though. It's like, please get me the fuck out of here. I'm tired. I've done my shit. I've done my time. Get me out. Or in the quotes of John Mulaney, I served my nickel.
I served my nickel.
For me, I'm just like, My soul is already sold. Please let me out.
Like, your class was basically if, like, TikTok was a thing. Like,
Oh.
like yours was like, if it was, yours is like,
you're
there
not
was
wrong.
there was the Noah Becks, there was Addison Rae's.
So you mean straight TikTok?
Yeah, they're straight TikTok. There we go.
Oh, yeah,
straight TikTok.
TikTok.
Yeah,
I was like,
heavily.
hey, cosplay TikTok. Come on, that's not like that.
No, it's not.
Cosplay TikTok is its own monster.
Oh yeah, no, it really was.
Nah,
There was a reason I had like a few group of friends and it was very tiny.
Yeah. I just stayed in my lane. If you talked to me, you talked to me. If you didn't, you didn't. Period.
I'm not gonna lie, I think I only like had friends because I was in color guard, and like that's about it. Everyone else was just like, you know how like once you graduate high school you realize how many people were like your quote unquote friends just because you're in class together, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but like it just shows like you guys were never actually friends, if you know what I mean. So I think like I only had legit friends because I was in color guard for like 5 years or 6 years, something like that.
Honestly, that's a mood. Did you guys go to like a public high school?
Yeah.
Yeah. We went to
I went to a charter high school, so it was a lot smaller. Basically, it was a public high school, but the state said, no, you don't get money from us. Figure it out. So, like, my classes...
That's ours was too. Yeah.
Sorry, no, you're good. My classes were a lot smaller than a public high school, so, like, you didn't really have the choice to be, like, have your own little groups, because, like, everyone knew everyone. If they didn't, they knew of you.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, relationships, for one thing, were hard as hell in that school. And two, you kind of were just, like, really chill or really hated everyone type of thing.
Yeah, like, I was surprised, like, how many high school sweethearts survived my class. Like, they recently got married. It was like 15 couples, like 15 very popular couples, and 13 of them survived, and they're married, and most of them is expecting a kid soon. And I was very shook about that, how long they lasted.
You know, I feel like it explains my class much better if I explain it like this. We didn't have any, high school sweethearts, but my Facebook feed is filled with baby announcements all the time.
I was about to say babies.
Yeah, babies. It's like you've had one, and they're like, "Oh, how much she's grown," and I'm like, I could not imagine having a child right now.
Oh my gosh.
In the year of our Lord 2020, absolutely not. Like,
why? And I feel like we had the most babies this year.
Honestly, yeah.
You know why, right?
Yeah, we all know why, but it's just
when a mom and daddy love each other very much.
Well, next month is
stuck in quarantine.
Next month is the month that we supposed to have all the babies, like the most amount of babies supposed to be born next month, because you know that's 9 months ago was March. Right?
That's when quarantine started.
Yeah, so November is the month.
That's so wild to me, though. And what's really sad, though, is like because of all these new regulations with like hospitals and all that stuff, like the childbirthing process is not going to be like how it used to be. Like, I remember reading a story where a dad wasn't even able to be in the hospital room with his wife while she was giving birth. Like, it's really fucked up if you think about it.
Yeah, a lot of them, they can only have one visitor the entire time, and it can't change. Like, if whoever is with you is the only person who can be with you the whole time. A lot of the times to get ultrasounds, they have to be by themselves and stuff. And like it does suck, but at the same time, you have to think like they're taking care of babies, which are like super. And it's like, because I see a lot of posts talking about how like I have to do my ultrasounds alone, and people are like so mad, and I'm like, I get it, it's hard, and no one wants to be going through this, but like they care about your baby, like
exactly
more than I think you realize, and that's why you have to go do your because they're like, it's just an ultrasound. I'm like, yeah, but like in that place, they're also seeing babies. And they want to keep those babies safe as possible, so they only want the person who needs to be in there to be in there.
And
exactly.
You can get a recorded ultrasound too. Like, and it's played
Right, but
back.
it's-
Why?
I think it's more of like the sentiment, like the sentimentality. That's probably the word.
Yeah.
It's probably like the sentimentality of like being there in the moment, seeing your new squishy dependent person on the screen, being like,
Yeah.
I made that, and it's like, oh,
alien looking thing.
they look like
It's
aliens.
lasagna, crispy lasagna.
Cri-
You guys remember that meme?
That is the worst.
That lasagna looks crispy. That's my son.
I didn't have a left arm in my ultrasound.
What?
Oh damn!
It didn't develop yet. It took a hot minute.
I
That's
started the nurse in
crazy.
mine.
It took a hot minute. They thought it was just hidden behind me, and they was like, "No, she just don't have a left arm.
It's just not there.
It's just
not
not. We
non-existent.
can't find it. Like, it's not." It's like I was a
crazy.
wild
How
child.
many numbers is Taylor holding up? None.
None. I was a wild child because on my record I did die for 10 seconds. So
Oh, that's kind of metal as hell, though.
Taylor just slides that in like that's not big information. Just, I died for 10 seconds. No big deal, though. Everyone does that.
also like. I was supposed to be an April Fool's baby, and I always thought about my whole life. It's like that would be the greatest. That'd be the greatest April Fool's prank. I died for 10 seconds. It came back. Psych, parents.
But my birthday is the day after April Fool's Day, and so to this day, I still say my birthday is April 1st, and it is on Facebook, and I have fooled my own grandparents, and they had messaged me, I think this year, and was like, your birthday is not today, right? Like, I thought it was the 2nd. I'm like, it's not today, it's tomorrow.
You know how many messages I get every year because of that? Because people are like, are you mad at Haley? I don't see you say happy birthday or like acknowledging that. And I was like, because it's not her birthday.
It's April Fool's, y'all.
It's a joke. And
I have a built-in April Fool's.
Forever upset, though, that I was not born on April Fool's Day. Because my mom was in labor on April Fool's Day, and I was still born at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on April 2nd.
But that was your April Fool's prank on your mom.
Yeah, my mom, you're fat.
I was supposed, yeah, but my mom's due date was April 1st, but my dad wanted me to be born on his birthday. Yes.
That means our parents did the thing at the same
Oh
Because, well, it would have been, are you a year or two older than me?
a year.
I know you're a year, okay, it would have been a year apart, but my due date was also April 1st, so that means the exact same day.
I hated that. I asked my mom, what was you doing at this date, like, 9 months before I was born and stuff. And she went in detail what the hell she did. I was so upset.
She really did?
She was
oh
like,
my gosh.
I told her the day. It was like, what was you doing? It's like, I was tired when I came home, and then your father wanted to like do stuff. So I was like, fine, whatever to make you shut up. And then here we are.
Oh, wow, so you were a shut up baby.
That was a whole bunch of baby. My mom was 40 when she had me, y'all.
Oh, my mom was older when she had me too, so I get it.
My mom
was like 16, 17, so.
My mom went to go get her tubes tied, and they said, we can't tie your tubes, y'all. You're pregnant. Yeah. Yeah.
And then you were born.
And
blessed
here
of
I
the world
am,
with-
died
by
for 10
being born.
seconds, and then I was born, y'all. I had to be dramatic coming out, y'all.
Hey, I mean,
Obviously.
when I came out, I truly like world that I was going to be a theater gay. When I came out, I cried for like a solid 30 seconds and then fell asleep.
That's amazing. I literally love that for you.
We stand.
Like I was like, I came into the world, I cried, and if that don't need 2 decades later, that makes a lot of sense.
Another thing is,
That's me now.
This just proves my points that babies are so problematic they just need to be canceled.
Facts. Okay,
Cancel
here's the
babies,
thing.
2020.
Here's the thing, though. I work at a preschool. Okay, I go to each classroom to give them their lunches and stuff, and sometimes I'll stop in like the young baby to young toddler room, to where they're just old enough to where they're considered very young toddlers. I come in and they're crying for no fucking reason. What the hell do they have to cry about? What reason? They don't pay taxes. They don't have to pay attention to the fucking news. Why do they have to cry? Like, I can't cry like when I'm at work. Like, it's more socially acceptable for them to cry and for me to not cry, where I think that should be opposite. They have it so fucking nice. And I have to worry about bullshit like death and taxes and coronavirus. That's bullshit to me.
They have to worry about if they're gonna get their dolly tonight or not.
Right, like, they're crying because they got a book taken away because they smacked their other friend in the head because they have no concept of right or wrong. And they're like, and they got their book taken away. And it's like, I cried because I have to pay off loans. And you don't see me crying here in the middle of the room. Like, get out of here with that garbage, Susie Cream Cheese.
Like,
God.
That's why we gotta cancel babies.
Like, babies are canceled.
Well, I hate those, like, the TikTok the TikTok trends. They've been proving my point more and more about babies, because I saw that trend where you hold your baby and then you hit your hand on the door. You hit your hand on the door and see if they cry or not. And I was like, and they always cry. They'd be like, oh, and they rub their head and they start crying. And I was like, you are so problematic, you child. You didn't get hurt. You just started crying.
Oh no, when I was younger, I absolutely, my parents probably waved off a few concussions that I had. They're like, no, you walk it off, you're fine. There's no blood, no foul, you're fine. Move along.
But, like, also, like, whenever I see those trends about, like, they smack their hand into the door, they kind of do that thing, like, that's really shitty to do to a baby, too. They have no idea what's going on. Like, they're acting on primal instinct.
Just, like, picking up on social cues, like
that. Yeah.
I as much as I do not like babies, I feel like that is not baby's fault in that instance, because they don't know. They just know that if the parent's acting like that, then something must be wrong. And also babies communicate through crying, which sucks, but that's how they communicate everything. They have no other way but cry.
Yeah, they have no other way to communicate, like, something's wrong but through crying. And the fact that their parents did it for clout, too, it just, like, doesn't sit well with me.
I agree. Anything where, like, you're, like, pranking your kids like that, I'm like,
Like, that's the biggest problem I have. Your mama looking sus. For pulling that prank on you. Like, that's the biggest thing problem I have with, like, parents who try to prank their kids, and it's not like a harmless prank. Like, it's obviously a really shitty prank. It's like, yo, you're doing some, like, borderline abusive stuff to your kid there for internet views. Like, that's not cool.
Yeah,
that's not cool.
But I also don't like babies. Cancel babies 2020.
Cancel babies, period.
Cancel babies under certain conditions.
For, like, yeah, exactly. For, like, no reason. So I'm a registered behavioral technician, so I work with kids. I work one-on-one with them, and one of my patients right now, he likes to take his shoes off and socks off and then hand them to me and then cry because he's barefoot. And I'm like, excuse me, sir. You can off! This is on you! And then anytime you tie his shoes, he, like, pulls my hair, tries to bite me and screaming, and the second I'm done, he's done. And I'm like, boy, it's okay. I'm keeping you safe.
Oh.
He's very cute, though. Don't get me wrong. It's just like, come on now. You took your shoes and socks off. You can't be mad that they're off your feet now.
You did this to yourself, son. Like...
Children are interesting creatures.
Okay, so like I said before, I work at a preschool. I work as the food coordinator. So in lack of better terms, I'm a lunch lady, but, like, food coordinator sounds so much cooler and it's much more gender neutral. Kids are just so weird and also extremely nasty. Like, if there is anyone...
Yes.
If there is, because a lot of people at one point were like, Michaela, like, you better be careful about, like, corona and stuff like that. I was like, I'm more worried about the children and spreading their nasty little germs than I am corona. There's this one little girl, and one day my boss comes up to me. She like comes up to me as I'm like grabbing the dishes from lunch, and she's like, "Hey, so about the peas." And at first, like I had served peas that day, and she was like, "Hey, about the peas." And initially I go, "Oh shit, oh no, what was wrong with them? Something happened." She's like, "No, nothing's wrong, everything's fine. Just and she's trying to be like low-key chill about it, but I'm like, I'm a little more worried. She's like, "So we had a kid shove peas up their nose." And so
Gag.
we were wondering if we could probably serve mashed peas from now on. And at this point, I'm trying not to laugh at the fucking audacity of it. And I'm like, okay. Because I'm trying to be like serious about it. But I was like, was it this child? And she's like, yes, it was. And I started laughing harder because this little girl is the same little girl that will take, if she doesn't like a food, she will take handfuls of her food in her bare, tiny meat ravioli fist of a hand. And she'll just like take handfuls of it and shove it, like throw it on the ground. So it did not surprise me that she was the same girl to shove peas up her nose. And it wasn't just like 1 or 2 peas. No, it was like four whole peas shoved up her nose. So needless to say, she is the only child that I have to mash the peas before I serve it to her, because they were so far up there that the teacher literally had to like guide it down, like push her, like guide it down her nose to get them out. Like kids are so nasty and they're just so weird.
I
never
literally
usually
want to
get
throw
back
up. That is so gross.
That was wild.
Well, and what's really funny is that I had gone up to the teacher later and I was like, "Hey, how did you even know that this child shoved peas up her nose?" And that day we had served spaghetti and it was a red sauce. And
no.
I have a lot of satisfaction when it comes to red sauce days. My coworkers are the sweetest women in the world. They've never done anything to wrong me, but it's just that low satisfaction that I get whenever I serve a red sauce meal. But she's like, "Oh, so I was going to wipe their faces off after spaghetti, and I had gone to wipe this girl's nose, and it looked like a booger, so she just wiped it off. And then she realized as she looked at it, it was a pea. And then she's like, wait a minute. And she started like pushing down more, and then out popped like 3 or 4 more peas."
Oh my god.
This is fucked out. That's crazy.
It is what it is.
It's so nasty. And I'm trying not to laugh because it's so absurd. And my boss is looking at me like, "Why the fuck are you laughing right now?" And I'm like, "Come on, you gotta admit that's kind of funny."
Oh, that's
That
hilarious.
is so funny.
That is the greatest.
That's really funny.
Shall we move on to TikTok questions, y'all?
Absolutely.
Time
I
for-
want to answer some
Let's
questions.
do some TikTok questions. So let me look on here. All right.
Some Tim Tom
Tim
questions.
Tom.
Tim Tom.
Dick
Tim
Doc.
Tom.
Me.
What show do you watch over and over and never get sick of?
Ooh. So I am an avid fan of Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the animated series. I would do absolutely anything for my sweet clone boys. They did not deserve the treatment that the Galactic Senate gave them. Because like the Jedi used them for so much shit, and they were basically like treated as like disposable, even though they were like all individual people. And it's also just a really great show. Like it gives a lot of insight into the Star Wars universe in between movies 2 and 3. And it's just like a really fun comfort show that I don't have to do a lot of thinking about. 9 times out of 10, I'm listening and watching it as I'm doing like other stuff. But that's one show that I probably will never get sick of.
I literally love that show. So like I completely understand. I love Star Wars. Like my whole family is like really big on Star Wars, and like yes.
And honestly though, like if there's any fandom that hates itself more, it is the Star Wars fandom.
Nope.
It is literally like I can't tell you how many times everyone like I talk to people about Star Wars and I'm like, well, which movie is your favorite? And they say one, and then like they hate every other movie. And I'm like, oh, okay.
I will never forget. So I have a couple mutuals who are like they're older guys, and they are like they've been Star Wars lovers since the original like 4, 5, and 6 came out. Like that's how big of fans they are. And I will never forget one of my mutuals was talking about how toxic the Star Wars fandom is, and I had made a comment on a post being like, yeah, I try to stay out of I try to avoid the toxic fanboys as much as possible. And I will never forget. I think about this comment like 4 times a week. This guy responded to my comment on my mutual's post saying, real Star Wars fans critique and criticize this series. Fake fans only are a part of only watch the series to enjoy it. And I was like, I'm sorry, what?
What?
Did you say that to me in real life adult words? I don't give a shit. The Earth is on fire
anymore, guys. It's fake.
The Earth is on
an idea about it.
Like the Earth is on fucking fire. I don't have the time to sit and think about everything wrong with the Star Wars fandom. Like, I don't really give a shit that much. Like, I just want to watch Star Wars in peace. Like, if you really wanted me to care, like, pay off my car loan and pay for my new tires for my car, and then I'll give a shit to that degree. Like, I'm an adult. I don't care. Like,
sorry, I love that.
Pay me to care. That's it.
Period.
No, pay me to shut up.
By my silence.
I was like, I think a show I watch over and over, but I don't talk about it too much, is As Told by Ginger. If you guys ever
Oh yeah,
I've never heard of that.
You never heard of As Told by Ginger? Am I owed? Am I just owed? Did this show my age?
I didn't say
Listen
it.
here. I'm not that old. I'm a nice crispy 23.
Crispy 23. I hate it. I would never describe myself as crispy in any way.
But no, I love when I saw that As Told by Ginger was all posted on YouTube a couple years back, I just always rewatched it all the time. Because, no lie, I learned, most of my social interaction through TV. Because I wasn't around a lot of people. Because my brothers... Because my brothers moved out when I was little, before I can remember. So I was, basically raised as an only child. So I was I don't know how to interact with people. So I was so TV is, what taught me to, talk to people or how to be like this. Not a nice prime example, but Degrassi also helped me too. Degrassi helped me a lot to avoid gangs and avoid violence and avoid drunk boys in cars, avoid janitor closets. Taylor, just avoid boys for right now. But As Told by Ginger, I think it's the theme song hooked me, because the theme song I just relate so much with, because that line that's the grass is always green on the other side is part of that. I don't know, it was just that theme song. I'll send it to you guys if you're gonna listen to it, but the theme song just hooked me, and I was my life is in this 30-second song, and here I am.
That's precious.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get emotional. I thought it was gonna be funny or something.
It's okay.
It's a well-rounded podcast
here, okay? Yeah, exactly.
We accept
emotions in my Christian Minecraft server.
Absolutely.
Yes, I got a cosplay as Ginger on TikTok now.
Oh, that'll be really cute.
Yes, do it.
I was I do have that orange wig. I just need to restyle it. But what about you two, Mickey, Haley? What about you guys with shows?
Yeah.
Well, y'all been popping.
Sorry, I never know if Mickey's gonna talk first or if I'm gonna talk first. When we introduced ourselves, I was like, do I go or does she go? I don't know. Because we're both, equally introverted, I feel like. Mickey is more extroverted than I am, but, sometimes we're at the exact same level of, ah! But I think, my go-to right now is Over the Garden Wall. I've been watching it, since it, came out, and I'll, watch it to go to sleep sometimes, because it's just, that whole series is even though it is it's pretty scary, and it talks about some scary topics and stuff, it's really comforting me in a weird way, and I think I've always found comfort in spooky stuff like that, because like
Yeah.
I really like, I've always like loved watching like scary stuff or things that scared me. I don't really know why, but that's been my go-to here recently. I already mentioned this show earlier because I cosplayed it, but Code Lyoko was my show as a kid. I don't know if
Yeah.
I set an alarm or what, but I used to get up at like 4 or 5 a.m. to watch it, and I
Oh,
only
God.
say like
Same.
4 a.m. because I'd end up watching Inuyasha because it come on before. So that's why I don't think I set an alarm. I think I just like thought about it hardcore and would wake up early. But I would like wake up really early to watch it. So that was like my show as a kid, probably. Was Code Lyoko. I was obsessed, or like anything Barbie movie. I recently went to Goodwill and I found all the Barbie, like a bunch of them, like 6 of them, and I bought them all, obviously.
The Barbie movies go hard, though.
Yes,
The animation is so bad in some of the older ones, but they go hard in their music, though.
But can
hard.
I?
Oh
But
my
let me be
gosh.
real. I got all the Bratz movies, like the Bratz.
I wasn't allowed to
animated-
watch Bratz because
Same!
they were called
Oh
Bratz.
my god!
Bratz was not that bad, y'all. Like,
Okay,
parents.
here's the
They were
thing,
called
though.
Bratz. I also wasn't allowed to watch Rugrats. There's
Damn.
SpongeBob.
Oh my god, we really
keep
lived
going.
the same fucking life.
Oh my gosh, really? Oh my! I never meet anyone who wasn't allowed to watch SpongeBob. Every time I mention it, people are like, "How have you lived?" And I'm like, "I
Okay.
don't know,
Yeah,
I
you
guess."
can live without SpongeBob. I'm not the biggest fan of SpongeBob.
Here-
Like, I'll enjoy the movie and stuff like that, but like, that wasn't my show. I was so
Here's-
confused.
Here's the thing, though. Here's what's really fucked up about my childhood is that, like, I wasn't allowed to watch Fairly Odd Parents,
What?
SpongeBob. Hold on. I wasn't allowed to watch Fairly Odd Parents, SpongeBob, a lot of, like, the old school Nickelodeon shows from, like, the early 2000s. But my
To be
mom,
fair-
in her right mind, her right mind, went, yeah, Mick, you can watch CSI and NCIS and...
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
We're living the same life.
Y'all get hype when I'm at home early, like from like school and middle school and stuff, and that CSI New York comes on the Spike channel. I'd be so hyped. I'd be like, yeah!
Oh my god.
It's that nice prime. I was like, I made it. I can watch at least 2 episodes before it goes to
Awesome.
some dumb shit.
Like my
So
mom would
as-
like obviously like cover my eyes during like the super gory parts, but like
Same.
one one episode I remember, like it was when God, what was it? It was they were talking to a girl and they couldn't figure out why she wasn't talking, and then they realized that like, again, this is like 11, 12-year-old Michaela, and they couldn't figure out why she wasn't talking, and then they found out that like the people that were holding her captive had like cut out her fucking tongue. And I talked about it at school one time, and my friend just looked at me dead in the eye and went, "And your mom doesn't allow you to watch SpongeBob?" And I, without missing a beat, went, "Yeah." And they just looked at me horrified, and I could never figure out why until like I was 18, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that was kind of fucked up."
Dude, okay. As much as like they like did not allow me to watch shows like SpongeBob and things like that, and I did watch like NCIS or all those crime shows because my family super into it. I had almost unrestricted internet access.
Oh
So,
god.
I saw a lot of things way too young. And I just showed my sister a video yesterday. I was like, because it came up in my TikTok, like, I was going through, it's that DYE Fantasy, I think. It's like a music video, and they, like, go into this pool, and then they, like, start turning into monsters, and the girl who lives, like, dives through the pool, and it goes to like an alternate reality, and she sees like an eldritch monster, and it like burns her eyeballs out, and then she dies too. And I saw that at like 7.
I think
Like,
I think I
was
saw that
young.
one too.
It was pretty popular around the time we all would have been like 7 or 8, like 6 to 10 maybe. But,
Yeah.
because it got passed around, but like yeah, like as much as like I couldn't watch SpongeBob or all these things, like I was doing a lot of things on the internet that I know now that I should not have been allowed to do at all.
That was me with like fan fiction. Like there are some fan fiction that I was reading at like 13 that I definitely, like, me at 20, I would read it and be like, I really read this with my own human 13-year-old eyeballs. And I was like, yeah, that's normal. Like, what?
Somehow, I'm lucked out of never, like, reading fan fiction until, like, I was an adult. And even now, like, I think because I didn't read it when I was younger, it's just kind of weird to me now. But, like, I don't know why, because I totally would have been into it when I was that age. But I guess I just, like, was too busy on everything else, I guess. But, like, I missed, like, the fan fiction phase. Like, I never went through it.
I think for me at least, I really didn't know about like the dark web places. It was I knew the dark web places of fan fiction. Like I would read fan fiction on fanfiction.net. Like no one uses that site anymore. Like no one that I know uses that site anymore. I've read some like nasty stuff on Wattpad too. Like that was my unrestricted internet access phase.
I always felt guilty going on the Disney Channel website without my parents' permission.
Oh, badass. Oh,
Clicking that button that said like, "Did you ask your parents?" Yeah.
yeah.
Dude, okay. So
The
that's
police.
actually really funny that you mentioned that. I had a Webkins, but I never went on the Webkins like website and like set it up or anything because I tried to read all the terms and conditions and I didn't understand it, and I cried because I didn't understand it. I was like, I can't say I accept because I don't know what it's saying.
You were that
Now I
kid.
like, literally don't read it at all, and I'm like, oh, whatever.
I
Accept.
don't understand what it's saying.
I'm like, I must have been like, I would have been real young for that.
I wasn't a Webkins person. I was very surprised I was never a Webkins. I was Club Penguin and I was Toontown.
I've never played either one of those.
I had a friend that would play Club Penguin. I didn't have Toontown though, but I did have Webkins. Webkins were my shit. They're like the Beanie Babies of the early 2000s kids.
They are the Beanie Babies. Yes.
And like, did you have your Webkins that were like really like you really didn't know how to like give things names? So they were like they were like the weirdest names. Like I remember one of them was like that like Valentine dinosaur, the brown like dinosaur with like red spots. I think I named him like Coco. And the black bear that like had the texture of a Brillo pad dulled down. That one was like I don't even remember. I think it was like Barry or like it was something, but it was just like I kind of want to see if I can log back in and be like, wow, like that's growth from 2008 Michaela to now.
Honestly, I would just like look back just because I gave some things really weird names, and I just want to look back and see like, okay, why did you name this brown horse Martin? Please tell me why, child. Why is this Martin? Why is these old ass names?
I logged back into my Neopets. I thought my account had been deleted. I didn't know they saved it. My fucking pets are starving as fuck right now. I logged in. I was like, why you ain't dead? It says it right there, like how long it was alive for. And I was like, damn. I wish that was me. I can live like 10,000 years without eating. I was like, damn. And that's what it said. I was like, you're a survivor, man. Like, and I still didn't feed him. I logged right off. I found out with Toontown before it like shut down. We got the rewritten that I should be so proud of this, but I am. But I was part of the top 10 players in the world on Toontown.
Yes.
Baller.
I was like, wow, my whole life.
Did either of you guys play Pixie Hollow?
I
was waiting for a lull to mention Pixie Hollow. Yes, obsessively.
Yes.
Oh, my mom like introduced me to it, and I feel like that was like the beginning of like my LGBTQ awakening was Pixie Hollow.
Yes.
Like Pixie Hollow was my shit, and I remember making a video about it on TikTok way back before I ever got super popular, and I was like, hey, not to like be a conspiracy theorist, but like everything went to shit after Pixie Hollow got shut down. Just saying, like
facts. That's just facts.
I played another weird site, but not too many people talk about it. But I saw like a meme on Facebook with it, and I was shook that somebody was talking about it. But there was a website called Fantage or something like that.
Fantasia?
Maybe.
I think I know what you're talking about.
It's I don't know how to describe it, but it's like a mini you, and you like do like tasks.
Grand Fantasia?
No. It's like
Sorry, I'm trying to look it up.
Oh, it's like FANTAGE, I believe.
Wait, okay, hold on. Do that again.
FANTAG.
It's basically like Gacha Life. But it's
yeah.
I never played this, but I knew what you're talking about.
Yeah, I played that, and I was like the hottest bitch around. But...
I used to play Gaia. Otherworld. Oh my gosh.
Pop Tropica was also my
shit. Pop Tropica.
Yes.
When your teacher said it was free time.
Can we like do a stream at some point where we just relive our Pop Tropica? Because it's still up. We just like all play together or something.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even know what my Pop Tropica login is anymore. But like that would be something. That would be something I'd love to join.
Yes. Y'all should like download Toontown too, because you know they got it for free. Like everything's free now. You don't have to pay that $60 that my parents paid for me to do it. Because like that's how I did it. Because you know you only could in Toontown, if you didn't pay the money, you would only reach one world, and it would only if you want to complete that world, you only need 2 weeks to complete that whole world.
Damn.
And wow. So there was like 7 worlds that you could go to, but you had to pay for those. So, like, I used to in the beginning, I just kept on making new characters and just kept on playing the same world over and over and see if I can, like, fastly beat it until my parents...
Speedrun!
Yeah, that's basically how it was until my parents was like, Merry Christmas, and they gave me this pass, so now that you can buy game cards, like, from PlayStation and stuff. They bought me... They had Toontown game cards, so it was $60 for a whole year of gameplay. So, I was like, I have a year to beat this game. Challenge accepted. Every time I got home at 4:30, that was all my computer. I was like, I'm going ham. Make friends on there. The girl, I remember one of their names. Her name was Pinky Monkey 47. She was my best bitch on Toontown.
That's like the OG like friend. That's like the OG internet friendships was like games. You didn't know who they were. You just knew their username. And you knew their online persona in the game, but you like didn't know them in real life, and that was like the best type of friendship.
Like that was right. It could have been a 40-year-old man. I don't know who it is.
I still have some of those. I still have.
Because on Toontown I was on limited texting. Because there's like open world chatting that you can type in whatever you want, or you can set it to they already have stuff preset for you to say. And so I was always on preset because I was afraid to type to people.
Oh, mood.
So I always had a preset. Like, let's go defeat this cog. And it's so funny, Toontown, is you're beating up basically the government. That's what you are. You're throwing pies at the CEO's faces and, like, the president's face. That's what you do. You gag them.
Toontown really said eat the rich before it was cool.
Yeah, I was like, me thinking about Toontown more and more. I was like, this is freaking businessman, because one of the cogs is called like a shark loner. And, like, yeah, so it was like, and he looks like a freaking shark. Those are ugly little fuckers. But my character was cute as fuck. My purple dog, her name was Morgan Cool, because Spunky was a derogatory name at first, but then they told me I could have it.
Oh.
But, like, okay, so I'm gonna be real. Like, they made me change my name in the middle because Toontown created Spunky Taylor.
Oh,
like,
damn,
okay.
I
would not have been Spunky Taylor.
So
like, because I didn't know when I was a kid, I didn't know what usernames was. So I was like, I'll just put my first and last name. And they was like, hold on, partner. That's too close to your real name.
They just saved you.
Yeah, they saved me. And they was like, hold on. It was like, you can pick from one of these things. And the top name that popped up was Spunky Taylor. So I hit it. And so I was forever known as Spunky Taylor at every site.
And thus Spunky Taylor was born.
And here I am.
We love an origin story.
That's my origin story. Disney sponsor me.
Give me a movie, please.
Move me with Toontown movie. But I just love that. And I used to, like, since I was, like, a year member, and I was, like, one of the top players, I was, like, I guess you could basically call them as PR kits right now. But I got a PR kit from Toontown when I was a kid. They just gave me exclusive items that nobody else had. Like, they had hoodies and stuff like that for being a top 10 player.
Oh, that's bougie as hell, though.
Like, I gotta find my training cards, because I had training cards they kept on giving me.
Yes.
Are you shitting me? Toontown made basically the equivalent to Pokemon trading cards.
Yes.
Yes.
Like, there was stats
so
on the
good.
back. There was stats on the back and everything. They had players. Like, they even had a rule book how you play it. Like, so it was really interesting.
That's very good. That's so good.
I need to find it, 'cause I know I didn't throw it away because I love those Toontown cards. But I gotta find it somewhere in my room. But, like, I felt like me as an 8-year-old girl just got, like, a PR pack. That's like, they probably think I'm supposed to promote this somewhere. But I can't. I don't know what this is. I was like, I got free stuff. I was hyped.
That's like super cool. Like, what?
Toontown sponsored me. Like, yo, I can give them the best. Like, that's all I want. Toontown sponsor me. I'll be so happy with life. I'll promote your shit right now.
Okay, but like a Twitch stream, but like a Toontown Twitch stream?
I
Sponsored by
Yeah.
Toontown? That'd be cool as hell.
Toontown, please.
Toontown, we're begging.
I'll make a TikTok. Toontown, please.
Toontown, give me money. I'll
Yeah.
Twitch stream for you. Please,
Bruh,
sir.
if you just give me merch, I don't give a fuck. If you just acknowledge that I exist, I'll speedrun that shit. 3 weeks of straight streaming of just Toontown. Got you.
I'd love to see like a speed run of Toontown. Like a 24-hour live stream just speed running
Yo,
Toontown.
in reality, I could be the first world in 24 hours.
Yes.
I could do that.
Oh, fuck yeah.
That could be a thing. Like, I could. Like, I remember some of the tasks, and they're not that hard. Like, I could do it. The thing that would fuck me over is sometimes they have a time task where you have to wait a day to, like, come back and get it and stuff.
Those are so boring.
Like, it was, like, dumb stuff. Like, it was dumb. But I feel like I think I created a hack. If I can do it, there's a hack where I can just, like, I gotta, like, I probably just really, in reality, just had to log off and log right back on, and it will reset the day.
Yeah, especially since Toontown like is an older video game, it probably wouldn't recognize it. If you did it with like a newer video game, they'd probably be like, excuse me.
You didn't wait.
You can wait. You're not gonna fool us. You can't.
Because also,
with older video games, it's like you took the effort to turn off your computer and turn it back on. All right, you get the pass. That's
You
the
get
pass.
it, bro.
Toontown Awards was the most like funniest thing ever, because like they would have like when you do a task, they would tell you what your award would be after you finish the task, and some of them was like one of the tasks was you can hold more tasks if you fix this task, because you only can do 2 tasks at a time in the beginning, but the max you can hold is like 4, and like it's just funny that you have to do a task to get more task.
I
Like
won't lie,
that.
I zoned out for just a second. I thought we were talking about Among Us. It's her task. And I was like, wait, when did we jump to Among Us?
It's like video game life. But in the end, the moral of the story is Toontown sponsor me.
Should we do another question?
Yes. Let me pop that up.
Have we only done one?
Yeah, we've literally done this one.
We did one.
We did.
Yes.
We're making progress, boys.
Woohoo!
If you had to fight 100 duck-sized horses or 1 horse-sized duck, which would you fight and why?
Okay, I saw this and I was thinking about this. I would shit in my pants if I saw a horse duck, because here's the thing. The question asker did not tell me what size horse. They just said horse. So like I would absolutely shit my pants if it was like a Clydesdale, like the Budweiser Clydesdale size horse. If I saw that running at me at full speed, I just dropped dead. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna die anyway. But if it was like a Shetland pony sized duck, I would be like, you know what? That's kind of comical. And then I would kick that horse's ass.
I was like, fight it.
But like the other thing too, with duck-sized horses, one leg sweep, you could take out multiple in a row. So like it's about basically like speed versus agility. Like if you can outrun a horse-sized duck, you'll be fine. But like if you're fast enough, you could overtake like several duck-sized horses. It's just a matter of like what's your skill set and how are you willing to, like, I don't know, adapt and overcome. But
Either
like
way, they can't climb a tree.
exactly. But like, can I climb a tree? Because that's the biggest thing we have to worry about, is that can you climb a tree?
I cannot.
Depends on the
Smart
tree.
thinking.
Depends on the tree.
But like, and like the thing is though, they don't really specify they don't really specify what kind of horse. Because like, again, there's a really big difference in survival. Have like the Budweiser Clydesdale big brick shithouse of a horse, or like a Shetland pony.
We're wild. I think I'll fight the one. Just the one. I cannot handle 100.
I feel like 100 small horses is kind of just like 100, like, I don't know, I feel like the big duck is terrifying, because ducks can be, like, really aggressive and, like, terrifying, but, like, horses, like, what they have on them is height and, like, bigness, because they can kick you because they're very tall and can kick you very high up on your body, but they're very tiny. What you gonna do to me, bud?
What you gonna do? What's up, little bud?
What you gonna do?
Right.
I'm taking on the horse-sized duck. Here's why. I have reasoning.
Okay.
I'm entering it in
intrigued.
the Kentucky Derby. All right. Let's ride. Me and this duck are gonna go up against these thoroughbreds. We're going.
Or
this tame this duck.
Or this is like the sequel. This is like the sequel to Eddie's sort of like coming of age story about a person and a horse, but instead it's a duck.
Yes,
you find this like you find this monstrosity in the woods. You become best friends with it. You tame it, and then you enter it into the Kentucky Derby. Boom! You become the first person to win a Kentucky Derby riding a Chernobyl failed experiment of a monstrosity. And then you'll be a legend for history. Like, I think that is an incredible sequel to any sort of coming of age movie involving a horse.
I gotta be something. Like, the thing is, the Kentucky Derby wilds me, and we live by the Kentucky Derby, and it just wild me how people come here to see a 30-second horse race, and it just amazed me.
It's 2 minutes.
Whatever. It's a short amount of time. You spent over $30,000 to come watch a 2-minute horse race where you most likely will lose your money, whatever you bet on.
But they are so willing to do it too.
But they're
so
determined.
willing.
They're so determined. They come there, like, because again, Churchill Downs is around the corner, and like we could just see all these celebrities coming in here, dressing in their their big old hats and wearing their designer Michael Kors shit, and I'm just like, why? What is the point? Like,
but you gotta admit though that the Kentucky Derby horse names, like the horses' names are so fucking funny to me.
Freaking who won this year? I forgot. They had a funny name.
Oh,
I don't know, but in Minnesota there's this casino called Running Aces, and they do something similar. They don't do it like the Kentucky Derby. It's like the horse pulls like it's not like a carriage, but they pull the rider behind them on like this like wheeled apparatus. Mm-hmm. But that's one thing that they do. And there was this one horse. It was called Watch Me Nay Nay, but it was neigh as in like a horse. Yes! I found that shit to be so spectacular. I was like, what kind of person would name their horse this and think, yeah, that's what I'm gonna call my horse for the rest of its life, even though it's not gonna have any idea what the fuck its name is. You're just doing it for shits and giggles. Like, Watch Me Nay Nay, that's spectacular.
The winner for 2020, by the way, was Authentic, but the winner for 2019 was Country Horse.
There we go.
Good.
Let me be honest. I feel like I didn't personally understand the Kentucky Derby until I always pronounce his horse names wrong, but till Sagittarius won.
Sagittarius.
Yeah, Sagittarius.
Sagittarius?
I don't know what.
Secretariat.
Secretary.
Oh, Secretariat.
Secretariat.
This is Zodiac. This is Zodiac.
Whatever, when that horse won, suddenly we were just on the map for like always. Like that's all I heard was about this horse. I was like, what did this horse do than the other horses that won? And I was just so confused because we made 3 movies about this horse. And like
you know that horse of that award-winning film Sagittarius. Do you mean Secretariat?
You mean Secretariat?
No.
You mean a secretary?
Like,
We live here. I don't know these horses.
also, an honorable mention of a name. In 2013, the horse was Orb.
I remember Orb. I remember Orb.
But just like the whole concept of these like race names. And that's like the one time I went to this derby, like that is the only thing I was actually interested in. It's just the horses' names and how just out there they were.
Oh, but if we're talking about names, then we have to talk about the only thing that happened because of COVID. We had to reschedule the Kentucky Derby, and so on the actual day they had the Kentucky Derby. I wish I was making this up.
Please tell me, please, I am begging you, tell me they actually set up a race course for ducks.
They didn't set up a race course for ducks, but they did. Oh wait, I'm remembering wrong. They had the Kentucky Derby, which is like a week ahead, but then they had the Kentucky Turtle Derby.
Oh my
And
fucking Christ!
They printed out like sheets, like they posted it to all social media, and they're like, these are our 6 runners, and they had the best names in the world. I loved them. There was number 1 was like the one that ended up winning was like I had a really big odds, and this, by the way, it's an 8-minute video if you want to watch from the beginning to the end. It's 8 minutes.
We stand
But
turtleneck
is the one that something about a turtle in a turtleneck wins. I don't know why, but I personally was hoping for Steve, because the picture of Steve showed him upside down.
That's so good.
And they all had their stripes and all their colors and everything. One I think was Green Mamba.
They had little racing stripes? Shut the fuck up. Are you kidding me?
No, they had like little they didn't have racing stripes, but they had like the silks, which are the kind of the one circular color that are on the horses. They literally taped those to their back.
That's so good. That's incredible.
And then they put them on the table where they all were started in a circle, and that whole area was checkered, and then they just had the edge of the table as this is the finish line.
Wow.
So they could go in any direction.
That's so good. Oh my god.
It was beautiful. It was. We were entertained for so much longer than 8 minutes.
Oh my god. I like the rubber duck race.
Yes, that one is fun.
Yeah, I was about to say, isn't that like the Kentucky Derby? Isn't
Yeah,
that
that's
like
when
rubber
they
ducks
dump
in the river?
Yo,
Yeah, they just dump all the ducks in the river.
That's so lucky if you freaking win that. Like there's so many.
That's like the lottery.
Yeah, there's literally the lottery. Like if your duck is really that quick, that just made it. I don't understand. I just really don't.
It's a rubber duck too.
It's a rubber duck.
Honestly, though, I'd be more interested in the Kentucky Derby if it was actual ducks and not rubber ducks, because that's just like pure chance than like you said, the lottery.
Well, the Kentucky Derby, like all the money that they raise because you like adopt a duck or whatever is for charity. So that's like,
okay.
Yeah,
what
it's
that is. Yeah,
it's a charity
but
event.
it's more than just random rubber ducks in the river.
Okay. I still stand by my statement. I would love to see thousands of ducks try to race each other for charity.
absolutely.
That'd be so fucking cool.
I'd like to see 6 ducks. I'm here with 1,000, 6, anywhere in between. Just not 2.
We just gotta beg Daddy Andy, get these ducks. Daddy Andy, come on.
Daddy Andy and Quacker Oats racing against each other for the platinum.
If Daddy Andy so happens to hear this podcast, get these ducks going. We need the real deal. We're being good. We're wearing our mask.
Yeah.
Give us duck.
Give us a duck race.
So we're even in quarantine. We're the good people. We're still a green state. We're making it. We're making it.
Listen, Indiana is not though.
You're fucking red.
Indiana is dying.
You're 5 minutes away from us, and you're fucking red.
Guys, we are doing so terrible with this pandemic that the states around us have suggested to, one, not travel to us, and two, if they do, to quarantine for 2 weeks. And I'm like, ah.
I'm not sure where Minnesota's at. Like, we initially were doing super good with, like, our quarantine and stuff like that, but, as of late, it's not been the case. Like, Minnesota Senate just, like, not passed a bill, but, like, they basically said churches and, like, places of worship can open. And the CDC was like, yeah, don't go to places that, like, are indoor seating, like restaurants and churches and stuff like that. But the state was like, hey, if the church wants to open, let them open. And I'm like, oh, no.
It is what it is. No.
It is what it is.
We got time for one more question. We got, for real though, what made you like cosplay so much and be so good at it?
Oh God. Oh, that's a toughie.
Why are you so
one
good?
more time? What was the question?
What made you like cosplay so much and be so good at it?
So I'm not necessarily like a canon cosplayer. Like I do a lot of, and I think I just like my style is obviously very different from a lot of other cosplayers you'll see on TikTok. Like my style is very different from like bucket browns or a few blending brushes. Like I think why I like it so much is that I can take stuff that I just have in my closet and I can basically give it a story. Like my first cosplay, my first OC I ever did, she was a fae creature. She was a fae. Her name was Aoife, and literally, like, her initial cosplay, her first cosplay was my green dress that I actually ended up wearing in the Mafia Gala series.
Oh.
It was that, a flower crown, and just, like, makeup that I had on hand. So I think, like, why I like it so much is that you can take whatever you have and use it to tell a story. And I really like that versatility. And also, I'm gonna go off on like a creator tip. You do not have to spend money in order to have good cosplay, especially if you're an OC cosplayer. You do not have to spend money on the cosplay in order to make your character good, quote unquote good. It's the story, it's your backstory, it's the character that you should be more focused on, and the cosplay can come later. And why am I so good at it? Everyone asks this, and then they're disappointed when I tell them practice. Like, I will have to send you guys a picture of my very first play to, like, now with, like, Zeta and Katira and Saren and all of them. Like, there is a significant growth because I just kept workshopping and, like, adjusting their character styles, their costumes, all of this stuff. It's all practice. If you enjoy what you do, you'll put the time into it. And that's what I like to tell a lot of people is that if you're passionate about it, do it. If it brings you joy, just jump in feet first, bro. Not head first, because that's neck injury territory.
Snaps it. Get that purpose. Snack.
Yeah. But like, the reason why I'm quote unquote so good at it is just practice. If you enjoy it, just you do it. I love my characters. I love my brain. Like Saren and Katira, the two maintainer twins, those are my babies. I made them before any of my other OCs that I ever brought to TikTok. Those two were in my head for so long, and I just kind of put my nose to the grindstone. Like, no one's ever, you can be good at cosplay, but one thing that I think sets, like, a cosplayers apart is who does it for the clout and who does it because they enjoy it. And it's very noticeable when you can tell they're doing it because their followers want them to, or they're doing it because they enjoy it. So yeah, there's my creator tangent.
I felt that.
Sorry, I'm just feeling that.
Yeah, that was really good.
Aw, thanks.
We're all like, gotta dry with the tears. Yeah.
It just hit us. That hit different. That hit different.
That hit real good, real different.
Like right there.
I think it really shows that like you care about what you do so much, and which is like not like impossible to find anymore, but I feel like it is really hard to find people who just like are doing things because they want to and because it like gives them joy and stuff, and not just for like clout and popularity or money and stuff like that. So it's like really cool to like hear you say all those things. Because like it is true, like that really is how like art in general is. It's just you just gotta find what you like and like run with it, and then you get good.
Exactly. And like people always ask me, they're like, how did you start in cosplay? I was like, I got approached by a friend who, and now a year later is one of like my best friends. He was like, hey, do you want to do this? And then I got bit by the OC bug, and like fast forward like several months later, I've now created like Zeta Carmichael and the Carmichael Mafia, the Maintainers universe, and all of this stuff. And it's just like you gotta find what your niche is, and you just kind of just grab it by the scruff of the neck and you run with it.
I just got sucked into cosplay TikTok. I was like, this is really cool. I was just making memes. So it's like, I want to make characters. Like, so I started off with one tag where I was a spy, and that kind of died off. But now I'm just mostly at Briarthorn University with all my 600 OCs telling stories.
Mood. And like that's the thing. Once you make one OC and you like going, you just like hit the ground running. You know?
Like, you just have I have a notebooks like for my OCs. Like, this is the plot I want to show on TikTok. This is what I'm gonna do next and stuff.
Oh, mood.
And honestly, I'm more small time than you or Taylor, and I will say that Taylor can attest to the fact that I got a little starstruck before you came in, because you're one of my favorite cosplayers actually, and I was like, oh my, we're really gonna, oh. And so I had my minute. But you really, I know I shouldn't own up to that, but I'm going to own up to it anyway.
Hey, that's okay.
Because you really do. You really pull your characters, and you don't use. I haven't seen you use backdrops very often. I haven't seen you use like a bunch of really expensive stuff, like you said. You just use from whatever's in your closet, and you go. And honestly, you just seem like the most. You're like, look, this is what I've got, and this is going to be enough, and I'm going to put everything into it, and it is enough, and it is amazing what you make.
High quality, beautiful.
And I will say though, I'm gonna be honest, I don't have a backdrop because I just don't have the space to set up one.
Me. I felt that. But that with my soul.
I really appreciate that because, like, especially like with how I've grown in popularity, it's really hard at times to like remember, like, because there are some times where the clock app really likes to say, "Oh, you want to post this really cool art thing? No, Michaela, fuck you," and it'll just smother it with the algorithm pillow. And then there's other times where it's like my low grade, low quality shit posts will get astronomical amount of views. So it's like, it's at times like hearing that, it makes me realize that like this is why I do it. Like there's people behind that screen. They like my stuff. So I really appreciate it. Like you guys have been so great tonight. Like I'm really glad you guys were like, hey, I'm gonna invite that weirdo to talk for an hour.
Like, we appreciate you. I just felt like the vibe connection. I was like, I want to talk to Michaela and see, like, you want to do a podcast? And I was so happy you said yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, no, Michaela's gonna be like, she's a peasant. She's not.
We're mutual. I would never do that to you.
I know her. peasant. No.
Peasant.
I wanted to add on to what Mickey said about like you not like having all like you just use what's in your closet and stuff, even if it is that you don't have space. One like great thing about that, not that like people who do that are bad, because they are, but they make it seem so unattainable to do sometimes for people who are like just starting out. I feel like you're like that good middle ground of like, hey, you can create really good content and have a lot of fun and like do this thing that you like but you feel really weird about, and not have to have all those things that are like you're still pretty popular. And like, because I feel like sometimes like all I see is like the best of things, and so like I'm like the least popular out of this group right now. I have 3 videos on TikTok and that's all, and it's mostly just because I like see the best of what everyone's posting and I'm like, I'm not that good, I can't do that. But it's really cool to see people who are like so down to earth and like, you know, like do what they can with what they have, and it like it just turns out so amazing. Like I think everything Mickey said, like 100% agree, like everything you do just works so well. But it also just shows that like you don't need all as much as like it might seem that you need. All you really need is like that passion to like try and do it.
Exactly. You guys can't see me, but I'm ooh-wooing. And I think that's one of the biggest things that ended up turning a lot of people away from like the mafia trend specifically, is that all of these like really big time TikTokers, not to throw any shade, but the Gross Brothers.
Yeah.
Make it louder. We're just exposing everyone exclusively.
There was a lot. This podcast will go on for like 4 hours.
We'll do it off podcast. We just want to know the tea.
Well, okay, so a lot of these big TikTokers, like the ones that have a shit ton of money, shit ton of good quality stuff, they started like hopping onto the mafia trend and doing all these like really good quality, good stuff, and it was really turning a lot of people away because they were like, oh, I don't have the money for this like cinematography, or I don't have the cars, I don't have the house, I don't have the people, and it turned a lot of people away from the tag, when like there was people that were making really good stories. And not to toot my own horn, but like I had the Carmichael family, there was the Malone mob, we all had these really great stories that were getting squashed by these million, like these creators who had millions upon millions of followers, who were creating the most shallow aesthetic mafia type content, when they're not even giving us a story, they're just giving us aesthetics. And it's like, what's the backstory behind this? Like, this is coming from a person who really likes to world build and character create. There's no depth and there's no urgency to why their characters do anything. Like, if you think about it, any person ever, they have a reason to do something. Mm-hmm. It is physically impossible for a person to not have a reason to do anything. That literally cannot happen. Because even if it seems like they don't have a reason, they're still doing it for some reason. And all of these characters were just running around being mafiosos or whatever. And it's like, okay, well, how did they get there? Like, yeah, you're building this partnership, but why are you building this partnership? And because of all of these different like creators jumping in on this tag and making all these series, but not giving us any depth to what they were making, it turned a lot of people away from cosplay, because that's all that they were seeing. And then there's us, quote unquote, I'm not as small anymore, but it was like these smaller, quote unquote, cosplayers going like, hey, kind of like waving from the background, like, hey, we're over here. We're making really cool content with what we've got. Like, just look at us. But TikTok likes to favor, they like to favor a certain group of people. And that's the biggest problem that I have with TikTok, is because they'll show you one side of the cosplay community or any sort of community, but they won't show you everything else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's all period.
True.
And I will say that definitely for with the Carmichael family, I was watching that low key on my For You page and my following, because I'll be honest, I kind of stay off my For You page and stay on my following page nowadays.
Oh, mood.
And so I was kind of just going through there, and the next thing I know, all of a sudden I'm seeing everybody in all these dresses and gowns and tuxedos, and everybody going to this ball, and I'm like, oh, this is really cool. And then the next thing I know, there's a sudden, Zeta gets her scar, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I was not ready for this. Like, even though from any kind of standpoint, I should have been like, oh, big thing is happening? That totally means that probably drama will happen because that's what we do. But it still caught me totally by surprise, and I was like going through all your videos going, oh my gosh, what happened?
Like seeing all the different sides of the story, like it like slightly threw me off that they're like, now there's demons and stuff, and I'm like, whoa, demon mafia.
Yeah. The demon mafia, I'm not gonna lie, that one I was like, okay, because like realistically the Carmichael family wouldn't deal with the demon mafia. Like they know it existed, but like that's not something that would be just attainable in the universe, in the Carmichael family universe. Like obviously there's different sides of the mafia universe,
Yeah,
but the mafia demons is definitely, it was something.
I was like, that's one way to bring back an OC. I was like, that was a wild. I was like, that's a wild ride. I was trying to connect the dots because, For You page doesn't give you the story in order.
Right.
So, and it's like, I'm like, what happened here? But that scar looks wild, like on the chest. It's wild.
Yeah.
That's a badass scar. And I was like, damn, I wish I can be, like, I need to practice. But damn, that was a badass scar. But yeah.
Yeah, Virgo's a great cosplayer and a great storyteller.
Beautiful. Just beautiful. That's like point blank her. Beautiful. In the end. Always. Like when I saw her nun videos, holy shit.
Facts.
Just no printer, just facts. Thanks, Mickey.
Sorry, I've never heard that before.
No printer, just facts here. Like story building. I was like, I just love watching people's stories. Like right now, I'm very hooked on TT Brett's stories. Right now.
Oh, with the Apex.
Yes.
I'm thinking of making an OC for.
Do it. That's all I gotta say. Do it. Like I want to make one too.
Though. Here's the thing, though. I have a character for what's his face? Kyle the Cowboy. Mm-hmm. I have a Wild West OC for his Wild West tag that I'm very excited about. I just got that corset for her, so I just have to find time to film. That's the thing. Like that's something that sucks about having a big boy job now, is that I have zero time to film anymore.
I felt that. Like yesterday was my first day of filming after 2 weeks. I just post drafts all the time.
Oh, mood, honestly.
Like I have 300 drafts, and most of them I can't post yet because I'm waiting for somebody else to post their part of the story, and I'm like waiting, and it's like one of those moments I just have random videos.
That's how it be at times.
It's like it is what it is.
It is what it is.
But I really want to be part of Apex because I'm a sucker for dystopians, like hardcore.
Especially dystopian utopian.
Yes.
Because it's like on the outside it looks very clean, but like there's some really weird fuck shit going on. Like, oh, that's my jam.
Yes. I just want to be a rebel. I want to be divergent.
I was just thinking this is like Taylor's like chance to thrive. This is your life.
Dystopian. Like I studied my whole life. I read the Match series. I read the Hunger Games. It's the Divergence. Everything. You name it, I probably watch it. The Maze Runners.
Yeah.
Maze Runner.
Sorry.
Maze Runner. I'm sorry, I just thought about Maze Runner.
Now.
No, you're fine. Like the Maze Runner. That was a time. That was a story. But dystopian, my life. I want to be in that world. I want to be in that book. I want to be in that movie. In dystopian life. I just want to be a badass. That's the moral of the story. I want to be a badass that has that edgy background with the dystopian life. The cliche.
Very, yeah, cliche, but like it'd be cool to be a hero, you know?
Yes, the hero that looks like a villain.
Yeah,
that's a hero with style.
Yes.
A hero with flavor.
Roasting all the
Yes.
heroes, though.
I want to be Batman in the end.
Super rich with a lot of money. Like, that's what I want.
That's what I want. And they have nothing else to do but fight crime.
Exactly.
But what I'm on the end, oh, there comes off more makeup. Yeah, we got a crying Joker over here. Hi.
We got a crying Joker. Just run it down your face.
Yep. Always have a happy smile.
So.
Oh, that was more depressing than I meant it to be.
Nope.
That's just a joke. I'm sorry. Ooh, gotta get that off.
So, to like wrap up the podcast with a little mini game type thing, since Michaela here likes to do character prompts.
Oh, hell yeah.
So let's do some character prompts with like one of our OCs and talk about them. I found a Tumblr thread with a lot of cool questions, so I'm just scrolling through Tumblr and see, and I'm just gonna stop at the one I land. So when I landed, I was like, what sort of voice does your OC have?
Ooh. Okay. For mine, I'll just do my top 3. There's a couple that have been sitting on the shelf so much they've collected dust. Like, all of my characters are versions of me, but if I were to give them a voice, Zeta Carmichael, my mafia, she would definitely have like she would definitely have more, not like a baritone, but like definitely a more sultry, I hate the word, but more of like a sultry, lower type of voice, because yes, she is a mafia, like she's a mafia boss, but she still has that like bit of sex appeal to her. And I'm gonna be super lame, but Saren especially has my voice because it's much more authoritative. And then Katira has my voice, but it's more of like the, hey man, don't do that. What are you doing? Type of thing. So it's more of like a playful tone, whereas like Saren's is more of like the authoritative type. So, yeah.
With my top 3, they're all gonna be from Briarthorn because it's the ones I have mostly active right now. With Jade, my little elf girl, she has, like, in the beginning when I was designing Jade, all I thought about was Cat from Victorious for the longest time.
Oh,
Like,
I love that.
I was like, ha ha ha. Yeah, that's all I can picture is her. Just when she gets so excited, she just had that cat voice. I'm just like. Then my next one will be my good old wolf boy, Lucas. I picture him having Morgan's voice from Criminal Minds. If you guys watch Criminal Minds,
Yes.
I picture that bass tone voice. And then who else should I pick? Those are like the main 2. Aries, my Ram girl. I picture her having that bitchy tone. Like, I'm the boss here. Like, I'm trying to think of like a good character. The Regina.
okay.
Regina's voice from Mean Girls. That's pretty much Aries in a nutshell.
That makes sense.
If you guys would like to answer.
I don't have too many active ones at the moment, but I think I have a lot of guys. I don't know why. It's just kind of how it happened.
Me.
Who knows? But I think one of them has I think the voice of a friend of mine who will talk your ear off if they have the chance and if they're close to you, but if they don't know you, they will not say a word to you, but they will be the most polite person in the room. And it's all very, and you know, they kind of talk like with their voice in the back of their throat, and they just kind of want to stay out of the spotlight, like, you know, that's all right, I'm cool over here with my friends.
I love that.
And then I have another one that is the complete opposite. Still, I honestly, they go by they them pronouns, and they always have in my head. I usually just wait to see what pronouns my characters choose, and that one just was like they them. I'm like, okay, cool for you. And honestly, just sexy. And I hate
Yeah.
saying that, but it's honest.
Yeah.
It's my only character that has any sex appeal of any kind, that's meant to have any, and they have all of it.
That's a mood, though. Like, you gotta have at least one character that's, like, confident, like, hell yeah, I could kill a man with my bare hands wearing red lipstick. Like, that's the one character that's like, this is who I am. Like,
and that is them to a T. They're like, I will kill a man. You will want me to kill a man. You will want to kiss me after doing so, but oh, no, you can't. That whole thing.
Absolutely. I stand by that. I stand it by at least having like some sex appeal that you're just like, yes, and you're feeling it. Like, you don't want to force it. You gotta find the right character for it.
Oh yeah, and it also helps that the character is legitimately, I do not know what their actual sex is, because
androgynous, baby.
Yeah, because I put on the whole beard makeup, and I wear the whole make sure we have some cleavage showing, and so
that's very good.
We have lipstick, but we also have like a lot of the guy contouring, and so I'm just like, we don't know, we really don't know.
That's
but
the
they're
mystery
there.
of it.
We stand.
We stand.
We stand. Some voices. Haley, you want to go?
I really only have one, so I'm not as cool as you guys.
You are.
Hey, that's okay.
But Marley is also in Briarthorn, and the only thing I can really picture is like if Luna Lovegood from Harry Potter had like a deeper voice and not such of a high voice. I feel like that would be her. Mostly because I don't have a really high voice, and I think it would just be like that soft, gentle voice, but just like not as like, hi, you know?
Yeah, more of like a middle range, but still like that meek, like that gentleness, but not like to the point of where it sounds like a fairy. Like,
yeah, exactly.
So this question I'm so amused by, but like, if your OC had a pumpkin, what would they carve or paint on it?
that's very good for spooky season.
Yeah, like I just got slide that in there. Happy Halloween, everyone.
Merry Spookmas.
Merry Spookmas.
Exactly. For Zeta, I think she would do. I don't think she would do like a jack-o'-lantern face. I think she'd do like one of the ones you'd get from like the packet of like the stencils. I think she'd do like a ghost one, kind of like coming out of
That's cute.
coming out of like a grave or whatever. I feel like Saren would paint a pumpkin because like in the timeline building, they'd probably have like different pumpkins and stuff like that. So she would probably paint hers, probably like something like Starry Night or something similar. And then Katira, who's like the opposite, she's down in the underground, which is like this universe's version of hell. She would definitely have like the creepiest face carved into that pumpkin. And like she would probably enchant it in some way to like it would glow, like not like the usual orange, but it'd be like a deep red type deal.
Ooh.
Spooky season.
Spooky.
But Jade would probably be, she likes to stick with the rules a lot, and so in her mind she was like, I gotta cut the pumpkin a normal style, so she'd just do the classic face, and to put like her own spin on it, she'd probably put like a flower on it because she's earth base, so she'd probably put like a little flower on the head or something. She's very simple. Lucas,
that's really cute.
That's cute.
Lucas would put a fucking hole in it.
Just a hole. That's it.
You know, put my dick in a box.
Is my dick in
a
a box?
box, girl?
Just in a pumpkin now.
Just fucking a pump. Fucking hate that on my Twitter feed. Like, my friend, Mr. Creepypasta, he always posts on Twitter when it's fall season. He shows a picture of a pumpkin. He say, it's Halloween season, y'all. You know what that means. And it's like, I'm gonna fuck this pumpkin. I was like, God damn it.
I'm gonna put my dick in a pumpkin.
I'm gonna put my dick in a pumpkin. And don't get me started on Thanksgiving with him. Fucking hate it. On my knees feet. Like,
Are you talking about who I think you're talking about?
Mr. Creepypasta, I just said it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't hear you say.
Oh, yeah. I'm calling him out. Because he makes it so public. Stop.
PP milk.
Stop it. I hate it. It just got triggered.
PP milk.
I hate it. He texted me a picture of that, and I hated it so much. Freaking hate PP milk. I don't even know where it came from. I just said hi to him. He's like, PP milk.
Oh, I thought that started at the convention.
It
you and
did.
Steph went to. Oh, okay.
It did. And he just kept on sending me pictures of it. Because somebody made fan art of it. So every time you get a fan art, he sends it to me. PP milk.
PP milk.
I hate it. Then Aries won't do a pumpkin because I would break her nails.
Dang.
Oh, mood.
My bean boy is what I'm gonna call him. Mayal is what his actual name is. He would probably do like the happiest little pumpkin. Like he'd probably pick the smallest out of the bunch and just make like a little happy face on it. Probably in Sharpie. Like, you know those little tiny ones that have like cute little happy faces in Sharpie. And oh yeah, he's like, you know, the death of the god of the underworld. It's fine.
Sometimes
And then Rory, he would carve a heart because hearts are his whole thing. Their whole thing. Sorry. Even I mess up their pronouns sometimes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Rory. Strike me down. Really?
I'm about to call out this guy here in a second.
Oh,
I just gotta there's a guy from my high school. He just randomly messaged me on Facebook. And he changed our chat's color. Like, I never talked to this man in like years. And like, he changed the cat color, and then he just like, oh, why are you on Bumble? I'm just like, why would you? It just threw me off seeing the message on there. I was like, why are you asking a girl? Why are you asking me that? What are you on Bumble for?
Why are you? You should just throw the. Why are you on Bumble?
He was like, obviously, I have not checked my Bumble in forever because I got banned on Tinders, and I'm just triggered. I don't know. I don't know how I got banned from Tinder. I wasn't on it for 6 months, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna check out my profile. Let's see how cute I am. And I went on there, and it said I was banned. Just banned. And I was like, and I never got a reason why.
You probably got hacked.
Probably. In March, randomly, like 200,000 users got banned from Tinder.
Yeah.
That's probably what happened. I was like, I wonder what my person said to people. I wonder what made me so bannable. But back to the pumpkins, y'all.
just let's slide it right back to topic. Mickey, were you done?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I feel like Marley would be extremely over the top, and you know, like the pumpkin spectacular events they do.
Yeah.
Like something like that where they like slightly carve some bits so that it's different colors, and then like holes in other bits. And I feel like they'd put, like, I feel like they would really be into Venus flytraps and like something like that. And just like something really like artsy, because like I have her room with like a bunch of plants and stuff. So I feel like she would do something that would be like not necessarily like your stereotypical pumpkin. Like I feel like you don't see people just putting plants on pumpkins.
I feel like it would be like a Little Shop of Horrors type of
just like that.
Yeah.
Yes, that is exactly what I'm going for.
So we got one more question. Unless Michaela, you got a question if you want to ask ROC.
I don't want to make it sad. So
sad. Make me cry.
no,
Let me be
no.
my puddle.
Feels change, feels change.
Twist the knife.
We gotta end on crying. Come on
Yeah,
now.
you put
No.
the knife in my back and twist it.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I only saved that for TikTok. Hold on. I actually have. This is actually like a character, not a character prompt. This is more of like a writing suggestion. Have a Pinterest board for writing prompts and like stuff like that. In my writing Pinterest board, I have a bunch of different like writing tips and like names specifically. Like if you like in the deep depths of this board, you'll find Saren and Katira's name, Zeta's. Like having that just like on hand really helps in a pickle type of thing. And I think I have some like prompts in here. Hold on. We're looking.
Sorry, I put you on the spot, my bad.
Hey, no, it's okay. Sometimes like my character prompts, especially on TikTok, they'll just come up like, oh, this would be a good character prompt, and I'll just like do it. Hold on. These are all my names and stuff like that. And it's a lot of them are like writing prompts though. Actually, I'm gonna do a tried and true one that I did at work. When's your character's birthdays?
About to be wild up in here. So Jade's birthday, she really doesn't know what her birthday is. So on her gotcha day is October 13th.
Cute.
Lucas's birthday is my birthday because Lucas was in the beginning. Lucas was just my gender bent character before I threw him in a tag. So technically his real name was Tyler because I'm Taylor and Tyler. I'm clever. So and Aries' birthday has my dad's birthday, which is March 28th.
That's cute.
Here we are. And if you guys want to go next, up to y'all.
I'm looking for. If you guys want to go, I'm actually looking for mine.
I'm also looking for mine.
my birthday one that I did.
I'm so surprised I memorized all of their birthdays.
Honestly, I'm like trying
Taylor,
to remember...
you live and breathe your characters.
It's just me.
I'm trying to remember like their name, or like not their names, like just trying to remember like everything that for them, and I really can't remember. I guess I don't know. I've never done really the and thank you, mouth, for working like a mouth is supposed to.
It's because we've been talking for 2 hours and you're like, when I text Michaela that this is gonna be a 1 hour podcast.
Here we are at almost 10 o'clock.
We never had just a 1 hour podcast. We never.
Does this have what his? Please.
I hope
so, because I don't remember, and
you found it.
I don't think it does. Honestly, I usually either give them my birthday, or I will give them my best friend's birthday, because I just like to give them the birthdays of people that I care about.
Aww.
I never.
So cute.
I'm gonna be honest with birthdays. I like till I joined Briarthorn. I never thought about birthdays with horoscope signs, like your character's horoscope sign, and go on from there. I never even thought about that. I was like, I just picked birthdays because it sound cool. Like with Jade Gotcha Day, it's landed on a Friday the 13th, so that's why October 13th make it spooky. But a lot of people thought I picked it because Jade apparently has like Libra vibes, and I'm like, I didn't even think about that.
That's crazy that you did that on your own, though.
Yeah.
The only character that I actually like, I chose their birthday based on their star sign was Zeta, because somebody in a live stream was like, "Oh, Zeta has big Aries energy," and I was like, I know fuck all about astrology, but I vibe with that, so I gave her birthday on April 10th is Zeta's. Hold on, I'm actually watching my video in prime time.
I found it. Marley is also a gotcha day. Her gotcha day is March 23rd. So her birthday is before March 23rd, but probably not much before that.
She's a bicuspid baby, right? Or is that the 20 seconds?
I don't know. Well, that's her gotcha day anyway. She wasn't born.
I know, but still, that's bicuspid. No,
Yeah,
wait,
she'll
no.
just be
So she's a Pisces Aries.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
I was actually watching my character prompt video because I just couldn't remember when the twins specifically were born. So Sarah and Katira they technically don't have birthdays because they're literal celestial deities, and you'll find out how they became at a later time when I get around to filming it.
Hey, we're gonna make it.
But their past lives, they're before they were Sarah and Katira, they were Juno and Nora Rigby. They were twins. Their birthdays were June 1st.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey.
And now they're deities and they don't have birthdays because they were born at the beginning of time, which has no specific date. So,
Love that.
This is just really random and really out there for just one half a moment, but I just think it'd be really cool if people like, oh yeah, the beginning of the universe, yeah, April 1st.
Yes.
the biggest April Fool's joke of all.
Yes.
Existence.
Oh. But yeah, that is all the character prompts I can think of right now. I've been out of the game for a bit.
My favorite prompt, we don't have to answer this, but my favorite prompt I like to ask people is if your OCs are left-handed and right-handed.
That's a good one, because some people are like, oh, my character's ambidextrous. I'll be like, that's dope as hell. What?
Like, my Jade is right-handed, Lucas is left, and Aries is right.
I think for all of my OCs across the board, that's where that's one thing I do self-insert. That's where I self-insert that they're all left-handed because I'm left-handed.
Mood.
I'm really trying to think right now. I think Mayo. I'm trying to remember if for him if the camera is flipped for most of his videos or not. So I'm like, well, then that would make him left-handed because I'm right-handed and I usually just go with my just automatic. And then Rory is whatever they feel like.
An ambidextrous icon.
In their minds, they are the biggest icon in the world. A little much sometimes, which is probably why they haven't been filmed in a while.
Oh, mood.
Relatable. Like, I'm trying to figure out who I would want to make videos for next.
I have a list for when I get back. I'm on a slight hiatus at the moment, but when I get back, I've got a list. I'm like, oh crap.
Like, I'm just trying to keep up with the Briarthorn story right now, and people are tagging me in videos to carry out storylines, and I'm like, oh, this is a lot.
Welcome to my world.
Story building's hard. But I
true.
love it in the end. But Haley, you...
Oh, I was just gonna say, I feel like with Marley's, backstory of, being the one normal person, that she would teach herself to be ambidextrous just so that she could do more things than other people could, because, any chance she has to, give herself, the upper hand, she would, run with. Just little things like that.
That's a really cool thing about a character though that makes them so unique. Keep doing that with your characters because that's what's going to make them stand out. So that's a long-winded way of saying that's a really dope fact.
Yeah.
Hey.
Haley's just blushing
Yeah, I'm going over here, don't mind me.
And fangirl. Well, that's all I had, y'all. I think it's time for us to wrap this up. So, Michaela, you want to plugging your socials again real quick?
Sure. Thank you guys for having me. This has been really fun. If you want to follow me on other social media, all of my socials, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, are all RadicalSlinky. Yeah, that's all. That's all I got. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming on.
Yeah,
Mickey,
yeah,
Haley,
thanks for coming.
Y'all wanna plug in y'all stuff, Mickey, Haley?
Mickey-the-actor. Honestly, that's it.
Mickey the actor.
Everything is Mickey the actor. I have a brand. I stay on it.
Oh, same.
I'm very not active on social media because fear, but I'm trying to get better.
Me.
But I am Honeybee's 6 knees with the number 6 not spelled out on TikTok and Twitter. Yeah.
Don't you mean Honeybee the sickenees?
No, don't spell them the wrong thing. They won't find me.
The sickenees. The links will be down
Sickenees.
below. But yeah, like, make sure you guys like this video, comment below, and subscribe to the channel. Enjoy the rebranding, because yeah, surprise guys, I rebranded the whole channel. It's not Fandom Freaks
Mention
no
that
more.
at the end of the episode.
I know. Surprise, y'all, if you didn't notice. Like, we're not Fandom Freaks no more. It's Spunky Taylor now. And this is
In
going
case
back.
you haven't noticed, all the art changes, the name changes, the past, like, however long this video ends up being, you know.
Like, surprise! You can follow me on everything at Spunky Taylor, except on Instagram. It's Spunky Taylor 1, because some girl, which is me, stole Spunky Taylor. For my middle school thing. If you look up the other Spunky Taylor, you'll see cringy middle school pictures of me that I can't take down
right now.
Love my bad haircuts. And thinking I'm cool with my blurry selfies.
Hey, I thought you were very cool with your blurry selfies.
Thank you. I was radical. See what I did there? On that pun, everybody say bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.